Hey guys, it's me again, and I know you're looking at that title and you're like, oh my gosh, he's rehashing this subject again. But no, trust me, I'm gonna look at it from a different perspective. This time I'm gonna look at it the mostly non-physical stuff this time. But what I mean by undesirable is that no no person wakes up and thinks like, oh yeah, I want a disabled person as a partner. I want a severely physically disabled person as a partner. Like, no one initially at least thinks that. I'm not saying that that can't um be the case, because I mean, if that weren't the case, I don't think I would have lost my innocence eventually, right? But and there are many others too that have been able to find or be desired by their preferred gender, um right? But I mean, yeah, no one really, um, and people will offer up all of these platitudes and be like, oh, this and that, I don't know what they're talking about, you're nice, or whatever. But the truth is that dealing with something like this, meaning my disability, mm, that takes strength, and I admire my family for being that case, and really for most of history, even up to now, and sometimes not even, the only people that have desired us in any respect were those closest to us, our families, or maybe um you know childhood neighbors who actually got a chance to actually get to know us and actually see who we were in vivo, live. um and I want to kind of use that to segue into the fact that first impressions are honestly so important. I talked about this in my other video about feeling ugly, uh or being ugly to most people. But yeah, first impressions are so important. Um because that's what gets you in the door, and after that, for a lot of people, especially in the romantic arena, that's it. After that, it's over. You're not gonna get a second chance to to um impress them. And I don't mean impress like show off your best side, just show them who you are as a person, right? Because I mean, at least in my situation, you're undesirable as a person by default. Like I said, no one wakes up and says like, yeah, I want a disabled person as a partner. I feel like we could build a good life. I feel like we could build a stable life. No one says that. If you think people say that, you're extremely wrong. The only people that say that are the people that, like, devotees that have an unhealthy, like, I don't want to say the word because I'm afraid it'll get flagged by YouTube, but they have an unhealthy word that starts with an F and ends with an H with us. And we don't want that. And we 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 want to be seen for what we are as people, for better and for worse. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that I'm some sort of saint, because I'm not, and make videos about that later. But yeah, my man, all we ever wanted was full recognition of ourselves, physically, mentally, and spiritually. But um when you're undesirable, and again, there are people that just fall into that category. Now, I'm not saying they can't get themselves out, but we have to be real. We have to be honest with each other, my man. And for most physically disabled people, they live with that lifelong. And, you know, for people to be out here, both men and women, invalidating our experiences like that, and not only disabled people, other people too. That's why, honestly, this is gonna be unpopular, but I'm kind of sympathetic to a certain um group of young men, mostly young men, but also some young women who struggle in that arena, because yes, there are undesirables in this society, and we know we're not undesirable. We know that we're worth more to a lot of different people, but when it comes to that arena, it's over, bros. It's over. Um and once you're out of school, it'll never begin again, probably. I hate to say it, but that's the way it is. That doesn't mean you still shouldn't try to be as independent and as possible and make the best of an unfortunate situation. Of course you should do that. But just don't get your hopes up.